Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to discuss Precis writing with you. It is a very important thing which you will need when you go for CSS or higher education. You will have to rephrase, you'll have to learn how to rephrase different sentences or different passages, and that will help you a lot in understanding different things. As far as schools and colleges are concerned, the teachers there, they tell a different style of Precis writing, which is that you need to they what they tell you is that you need to copy and paste different most important sentences out of this passage which is given to you. Just write down different sentences by cutting the unnecessary details and write down the one third of the total passage that is given to you. And similarly, they tell the same thing about the question answers, that just copy and paste different answers which you will find in the passage given to you. Just copy and paste them, and that will do. But actually, it's not the case. You cannot go on like that. You have to take into consideration this particular thing, that Precis writing will need a bit more than that. You will have to go for your own English. If you do not have a good command on English, then you will not be able to get good marks. Particularly, it is included in the syllabus of CSS. So if you go for CSS, you will have to obviously learn these techniques. Otherwise, you will not be able to secure good marks. Similarly, there is another point which I'm going to discuss with you, and that is you have to write down one third of the total words that are given to you. So in that way, if you are given like 150 words, you will have to write down 50 words. But you should rephrase the sentences. You should use your own words to tell the same argument. You cannot go on with the same vocabulary that is given in the passage. Second thing is that if you like write down 45 words or 55 words or 60 or 65 words, that doesn't matter. It shouldn't be too short, obviously, but it shouldn't be too long either. Like 60 words would do. If you couldn't write 50 words, 60 words or 65 words would do as well. So I'm going to read out a passage for you, which has been given to me by a student, and then I'll dictate the Precis of that particular passage to you, and you'll find it comparatively easy, right? So I'll read out the passage first of all, and then I'll go for its Precis and question answers as well. An elephant had a disease in his eyes. For 3 days he had been completely blind. His owner, an engineer, asked a medical man if he could do anything to relieve the animal. The doctor said he would try nitrate of silver, which was a remedy commonly applied to similar diseases in the human eye. The large animal was ordered to lie down at first. On the application of the remedy, he raised a most extraordinary roar at the acute pain which it occasioned. The effect, however, was wonderful, as the eye was in a manner restored, and the animal could partially see. The next morning, when he was brought and heard the doctor's voice, he lay down of himself, placed his enormous head on one side, curled up his trunk, drew in his breath just like a man to endure an operation, gave a sigh of relief when it was over, and then by trunk and gesture evidently wished to express his gratitude. What sagacity, what a lesson of patience. Now I'm going to do Precis of this particular passage. There are a few mistakes which I'll tell you uh, when we are reading this particular passage. Now, I'll read out the first sentence and then I'll make it short in my own words. First, I'll read it out. An elephant had a disease in his eyes. For 3 days, he had been completely blind. Now, what you're going to do is you'll write it down like this: an elephant got a disease and became blind. His owner, an engineer, asked a medical man if he could do anything to relieve the animal. The doctor said he would try nitrate of silver, which was a remedy commonly applied in similar diseases in the human eye. Now, Prissy, his owner asked a doctor if he could do something, and the doctor said that he would apply silver nitrate. Full stop. Now the passage. The large animal was ordered to lie down, and at first, on the application of the remedy, he raised a most extraordinary roar at the acute pain which it occasioned. The doctor applied medicine to its eyes, and the animal cried in pain. The effect, however, was wonderful, as the eye was in a manner restored and the animal could partially see. The result was extraordinary and the animal started to see. Full stop. The next morning, when he was brought and heard the doctor's voice, he lay down of himself. Now, of himself, you cannot write down like this. He lay down himself. So, the next morning, when he was brought and heard the doctor's voice, he lay down himself, placed his enormous head on one side, curled up his trunk, drew his breath just like a man to endure an operation, gave a sigh of relief when it was over, and then, by trunk and gesture, evidently wished to express his gratitude. The next morning, the animal lay down himself, ready for the operation, and when the operation was over, he thanked the doctor and expressed his gratitude by his gestures. Full stop. What sagacity, what a lesson of patience. So you can just write it down like, and this is a great lesson of patience. Full stop. And that's the end. You can count the words, you can write them down, and you can count the words, and they will be like 1/3 of the total paragraph which has been given here. Now we'll go for a question answer session. That is questions. Question number A: give a suitable heading to the above paragraph. Suitable heading might be a lesson of patience. Let me tell you one thing, that you cannot write down a very long title. You cannot give a very long title to anything. You have to be short. 3 or 4 words would be enough, not more than that. And most of the times you'll find those words, those particular title, either you can find the title within the passage itself, like, say for example, lesson of patience, the last 3 words of this particular paragraph, lesson of patience, or this particular writer has given the title a wise elephant, but I would go for an intelligent elephant rather than wise. So wise elephant or an intelligent elephant or whatever you wish. The second question is, which chemical is used as a remedy for eye diseases? Silver nitrate is used for the remedy of for eye diseases. Third question, how did the elephant behave when the medicine was applied to his eyes? The animal cried in pain when the remedy was applied to his eyes. D. How did he behave when he was brought the next day? He lay down himself and he was ready, got ready for the operation. E. Which qualities did the animal seem to possess? The animal seemed to possess a number of qualities such as patience and gratitude and understanding, full stop. And that's the end. So you can just, it's not that difficult if you go on like this. And let me ask you once again, please like the videos that I upload, because that will improve the quality of that'll improve the ranking of my channel. Please like the videos. Don't forget to like, because most of the students, they just see it and they don't like it. Please like it now, please, and like other videos as well. Thank you very much. This is enough for today, and I'll give next lecture tomorrow. Thank you very much.